Hello! Today I'll be making some pancakes. So to start off, I'm roughly coloring what the pancakes will look like. And when I'm rendering it out, I'm mostly coloring from, I guess, dark to light, just to build up the shadow areas and make like those slight line indents that you can see on the pancakes after, I guess, like you cook it, you know? So I'm also mostly just trying to make sure the transitions between all the colors look nice and smooth with each other. And here I'm throwing on an overlay layer to make the colors look a little more unified. So I'm just using like a yellow or a red color to make the pancakes look a little bit more orange. And then after that I threw on some texture onto the bottom part of the pancake so that the bottom part looks cooked. And I'm just using a texture brush. So I also am going to be adding some strawberries and some flowers. Don't mind the flowers right now. I'm going to fix them a lot later in the video. So anyways, for the strawberries, to really make them look like strawberries, I'm slowly building up the highlights. So I'm just using a more contrasted orange color to give it some like color differentiality, I guess. And then using that as the highlight area, I'm throwing in more paler and lighter red, pink colors for the highlights. And then I'll throw in even more of a white color for the highlight points, because it'll really help it stand out. And so for the strawberry seeds and the shadows, I'm using more of a brown and red color to make it more contrasted. Okay, and here I'm sketching out the strawberry leaves, and to keep things simple, I'm using 4 colors mainly. I'm using a dark, a mid-tone, and lastly for some contrast, I'm using a bright lime yellow color. Okay, so now that that's done, I'm going to ignore the flowers for a moment, and I'm going to add some sugar onto the pancake real quick, and then mainly focus on the syrup that's gonna be on part or the side of the pancake. So for coloring the syrup, I'm using a kind of pale orange color, and because I wanted to look glossy and kind of shiny, I'm building up the values. To build up these values, I'm making it just a little bit more dark, because even though I want there to be some shadows, I still want the syrup to look see-through, and so I'm lowering the opacity of the layer that it's on, and then I'm just going back and I'm slowly kind of building up the color so you can see the difference between the syrup against the pancake, because I want the syrup to look a lot more orange and bright than the more red orange of the pancake. And so anyways, by kind of building up the darker areas, you make the midtones and the more highlight areas look very shiny looking, as I want them to look very bright. And so when I finally put on a screen layer for the little highlight areas, they really pop out. And then after that, I'm going to add like a little white highlight, and then do some color corrections on an overlay layer again, and just make it transition well between the pancake, like the top of the pancake, and the syrup. And so I'm just adding back on some of that texture I threw on top. Okay, so now I'm going back to the flower toppings, and I at first had a hard time because I don't usually draw flowers, and so what I ended up doing was just using like 3 or 4 colors to just block out each and every petal, basically. And so with a darker pink color, I went back and I outlined where I want each and every petal to be. And then I'm just going back with the whiter color and this grayish pink color and filling in where the shadows and the highlights are. And this also saves me some time on making an outline, because I'm just kind of erasing it, or erasing it with color, I guess. I don't know. And so yeah, I ended up doing the same thing with the other flowers, just going in with that darker pink color, making an outline of where the petals are, and then just filling it all in, going in with the shadows and this lighter white color. And then for the little like pit part of the flower, I'm using a orange and a yellow color, and just kind of letting it transition and smooth out into the petal so that it looks kind of consistent with the pink. And the last thing I ended up doing was adding an outline to the pancake, and also some final color corrections on the toppings of the pancake. And that was about it. Thanks for watching.